Hi, this is Marcela, and I'm here with Greg Finn from Cypress North. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Marcela.
So we were talking a little bit about how to incorporate social media into a digital marketing strategy. There's a lot of moving pieces now, so can you tell us a little bit more about how you create a strategy that's successful, that integrates all the different components?
Yeah, so, when typically we talk to our clients, we sound like broken record players where we kind of say, what are your goals? Essentially, what are we trying to accomplish? And for every client, it's always different. And then from there, we kind of reverse engineer and say, hey, you know what? You're trying to get this specific demographic. Let's go heavier on Facebook. Or you're trying to go maybe more towards getting some buzz, getting a little bit more notoriety in news, and maybe Twitter would be something that would fit your audience a little bit better. So a lot of times the goals really determine that, and then kind of reverse engineering it essentially from there.
And so let's say you have somebody who really is focused on sales, and they want to be everywhere, and they want, obviously, their KPI is sales. What would you suggest? What would that look like over, say, a 6-month period of time?
Yeah, so again, it's kind of differing for everybody, based on what they sell. But, kind of off the number one, I guess, easiest answer to that would say, if you're doing something along the lines of retail sales and you already have a customer base, you might want to look at Facebook ads and the custom audiences, where you can take all those email names that those names that have interacted, that have knowledge of your brand, and then remarket to them, on Facebook, and send them the message, to say, hey, you know what, buy this case along with the phone that you bought, or something similar to that.
And then where does content fit in? Where does Twitter? How do you put it together? What does your strategy document look like?
Yeah, that's a good question. And just kind of along the lines of content, that's one thing that we're really heavy on, is the creation of content. And then also we like to actually look at these social posts and updates as content themselves. So it's not just broadcasting, kind of, spraying it everywhere, but taking the time, researching, and sometimes something might not be enough for a blog post, but works perfectly for a tweet, like a statistic or a quote or something like that, that can be just put out on a tweet and get a ton of visibility for you. So content plays in, again, really importantly, depending on your goals. But I was just listening to Mary from AIMCLEAR talk at the last panel, and she had made the point, again, I think that some people miss with social, is the fact that it's very good to get people back to your own sites, so that it's not just on these properties that you don't really own. So I think having good content on social sites, and also trying to get people to see good content on your site, is something that will be substantially beneficial for you, so that, if all of a sudden Facebook says, hey, you know what, less people are going to start seeing your posts, you might have already converted those social users to becoming, an engaged fan on your website.
All right, Greg, thank you very much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. Where can people find you online if they have any follow-up questions?
Thanks. I appreciate it as well. And you can find us at cypressnorth.com. And I also write for Marketing Land and Search Engine Land. So great information there as well.